This video is made for piano players. If you think that this is too difficult to read, then I have good news. There is a nice and simple way to recognize all these notes.
I'm Anca Bold-Martin, and I play professionally violin, viola, and theremin. I also teach piano and musical theory. Unfortunately, I met too often students struggling to read the notes, and I could feel their lack of confidence in their playing. As a teacher, I feel the need to see my students happy and confident when playing music. So I came up for them with a learning suggestion which proved itself extremely fast and efficient. I was thrilled to see my students learning to read a piano score in less than 10 minutes. Of course, this knowledge deepens with repetition and practice.
So, how can we recognize what note is where on the musical stuff? First, let us recap the names of the notes. Here is the Do-Re-Mi solfege system. Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, or Ti, where Si is used mainly in Latin-speaking countries, while Ti is used mainly in English-speaking countries. And here is the alphabetic system. C, D, E, F, G, A, B or H, where H is used mainly in German-speaking countries. In this video, we will use only the alphabetic system. This order of the notes creates the C major scale.
Second, let's make sure that we know where are these notes on the piano.
The keyboard has white keys and black keys. The black keys are organized in alternative groups of 2 and 3. To play the C major scale, we will use only white keys. The black keys we will use for now as a landmark. The note C stays on the left side of the group of 2 black keys. Next white key is D, and so on. To deepen the learning of the notes location on the keyboard of the piano, please refer to my video called the Jumping Rabbit exercise.
And now, let us finally learn the mystery of reading the notes of a musical piece written for piano in G clef or treble clef for right hand and F clef or bass clef for left hand.
We have here the upper musical staff assigned to G clef or treble clef. This staff is where the notes for the right hand are written. Lower is the musical staff assigned to F clef or bass clef, and this one is where the notes for the left hand are written.
Now, each musical staff has 5 lines, and look here. Each hand has 5 fingers. And here starts the fun. We will consider our fingers lines, and we will position them on the score in this way.
Now look at the piano keyboard. This is the central C or C4. For the right hand, it is written like this, and for the left hand, it looks like this, so it is the same note. I suggest that you memorize its shape, as we will see it a lot in all the written music. We start with the right hand. This is the central C on the keyboard, and we will skip this note. We move to the right, and we put our thumb on the third key from central C. That would be the lowest line of the right hand musical staff. We continue to put the other fingers on every other key of the piano. These notes are exactly the ones which are on the lines, from down to up: E, G, B or H, D, and F. Now left hand positions itself in the mirror. We skip central C and put the thumb on the third note to the left. That would be the highest line of the left hand musical staff. We continue to put the fingers on every other key of the piano. These notes are exactly the ones which are on the lines, from up to down: A, F, D, B or H, and G. Of course, there will be also notes between the lines. We will check the position of the notes between our fingers and also above and below our fingers. We will see an example later in this video. There are many other notes above and many other notes below the musical staff. All of them need lines and the spaces between the lines to be written on. But the musical staff has only 5 lines. So, how are the notes written then? The lines still exist, but this time they will be tiny ones and always supporting one note at a time. To find the notes on the tiny lines, we will simply count every other key starting from our pinky or thumb fingers. And now let us try to read the score we saw in the beginning. Left hand starts. The first note stays in the space between the lines of our middle finger and ring finger. Let us check now which note is that one. It is a C, called also C3, and it is lower than our central C or C4. Next note, it stays in the space between our index finger and middle finger. Let us check again. This is an E. We find the next one between our thumb and index finger. This is G. Now, right hand. Do we recognize the first note? This is the central C. Next note stays on the line of our thumb. Let us check. This is E. It is followed by a note staying on our index finger. This is G. Again, this note is D, followed by the note in the space of our middle and ring fingers. This is C. You notice that it is written left hand on the score. This is because these last 2 notes will be played by the left hand, which will come over the right hand. This is only for interpretation purpose. The way we read the notes remains unchanged. Whenever we see the treble clef at the beginning of the musical staff, it means that we can read the notes with the help of the right hand. And when we see the bass clef, we will use the left hand for the same purpose. An important remark. Please keep in mind at all times that the fingers are representing the 5 lines of the musical staff and not the fingerings used to play the piece. So if you see numbers added over the notes in the score, that means fingerings. They have nothing to do with our method to read the music. The fingerings will be applied only after we find and learn the notes written in the score.
Please let me know in the comments how quick did you manage to find the notes. Happy learning and thank you for watching.